Elections often tell us who's up and who's down. But every so often, a single race becomes a stress test for the political system itself. Michigan's Senate race in 2026 is one of those tests. Abdul El-Sayed, a physician and epidemiologist, stepped out of a competitive Democratic primary and into a general election that will likely be decided on a thin edge of turnout, persuasion, and narrative control. According to the Associated Press, turnout in the Democratic primary was exceptionally high by state historical standards, and El-Sayed advanced to face Republican Mike Rogers in November. The question now: can a candidate's policy message hold its shape when the race becomes a referendum on identity? Our thesis in this documentary is straightforward, but not simple. Michigan's Senate contest is becoming a stress test for whether identity attacks can overpower a candidate's policy message, and whether a competitive primary victory can grow into a durable statewide coalition. Fact: the Associated Press reports that Abdul El-Sayed won the Democratic Senate primary in Michigan, and that turnout surpassed past primaries for Senate and governor and nearly all presidential primaries since at least 1978.
Third, the role of outside spending. Without asserting its presence or effect in this race, it's true in many contests that non-candidate groups can shape persuasion environments. They can amplify identity-coded messaging or help policy content break through. But causation is difficult to prove. Many variables move voters at once. Fourth, the structure of electorates. Primaries are built around intensity, activists, frequent voters, ideological clarity. Generals are built around breadth, persuasion targets, infrequent voters, and late deciders. Campaigns that bridge intensity and breadth do so by translating values into plans and plans into relatable stakes. Fifth, agenda crowding. In an attention-scarce environment, issues like Gaza, healthcare, water, and data centers compete for mental shelf space. Campaigns must decide what leads, what follows, and how to ensure no political coalition is unseen. No simply from pictures house, just a free. Yeah.
Analysis 1. Debates. Do both campaigns agree to multiple debates with clear rules and wide distribution? If yes, policy gets more runway and voters get side-by-side clarity. If no, the campaign may play out more through ads and online clips, where identity-coded messaging tends to dominate. Analysis 2. Coalition signals. Look for deliberate outreach to communities that can swing enthusiasm. Labor households, suburban moderates, younger voters, and communities for whom Gaza and civil rights are saved. Are those conversations led with respect, specificity, and follow-through? Analysis, water and data center politics. Local fights can decide margins. Do campaigns address concrete concerns, rates, mitigation, land use, tax incentives with transparency? Are benefits and risks explained in ways that respect community input? Analysis 4. Healthcare contrast. With the El Sayed campaign staking a claim on Medicare for all, how does the opponent frame trade-offs? Do voters get specific, side-by-side cost and coverage explanations? Clarity will matter as much as ideology. In politics, clarity is a force multiplier. The clearer message wins more than the louder one. Analysis 5. Tone. Michigan voters are used to hard-fought races. They can tell the difference between sharp contrast and corrosive contempt. Identity attacks can mobilize some voters and repel others. The line is thin, and crossing it often costs more than it gains. Analysis 6. Verification needs. As additional reporting emerges, confirm final primary margins, debate schedules, and any outside spending figures before drawing firm conclusions about causation. Our analysis remains anchored to EP's verified baseline and the campaign's stated platform. We'll close where we begin. Michigan's Senate race is a stress test. We will test whether identity attacks can overpower a candidate's policy message, and whether a competitive primary victory can become a durable statewide coalition. If policy holds, it will be because enough voters decided that what touches their lives is more important than what others say about who they are.
Fact. For transparency, our factual references come from AP's reporting of the 2026 Michigan Democratic Senate primary and from the El Sayed campaign's official website. Campaign claims are clearly labeled as such. This program is independent analysis. Where earlier cycles or additional dynamics are mentioned without a direct source in EP or the campaign site, we flag them as analysis and note that they require verification before being treated as established facts.